So in thinking about the savage factors, that is the things that people would have done in ancient civilizations that we don't do in modern civilizations, one of the things is that people would have been reaching, gathering food, hunting, walking, moving things around, versus now our jobs require us to sit still, which isn't natural. It's not what we're built to do. So this brilliant routine was developed that our lovely Brianna is about to show us, was developed by Walter Camp. And he developed this routine. Walter Camp, by the way, is the one who had a lot to do with the way modern football is played. He's the one that came up with the idea with 4 downs, makes a touchdown, and line of scrimmage and other things. But he was a brilliant and understood physical fitness in a deep way, and was consulted with the Army to come up with a quick routine that kept soldiers nimble and quick without exhausting them. So this routine you can do literally at your desk. You can do, I've done it in the airport, waiting for the next flight. You do it once a day, every day, and it could change your life. So here we go. So the first part of the daily dozen, by the way, I found out about this daily dozen. You know what? Let's just talk. We'll talk about it later. Let's do it. Okay, Brianna, let's start with hands, hips, head. So hands, hips, head. Now she does the head thing. She's breathing out right now, hands, hips, and then she breathes in deeply when she does the head. And she stands up straight, and her fingers touch behind her head, and her shoulders come back, and she does this 10 times. Breathe out, hands, hips, and she breathes in with the head and stands up straight. That's 3. Hands, out, and then in, head. Hands, hips, head. And this can be done fairly quickly, so that's 4. And 5. This is a breathing exercise. Okay, even if you don't need a breath, take a breath in when you put the hands behind your head. That's 7, I think, give or take. 8, and then hands, hips, head. 9, hands, hips, head. 10. Okay, and then stand relaxed. Now, if you were doing these back to back, it'd take about 7 minutes, give or take. We're going to stop briefly after each exercise just to talk a little bit about what happened. What you just did was breathe, and breathing is something that's good for you. It's been shown to actually help. You actually become a little bit alkalotic. You can blow off some CO2 if you're breathing that fast, and you're going to raise your O2. So CO2 will go down, you'll become alkalotic, O2 will go up, and then when you stop exercising, actually you'll have decreased urge to breathe, and O2 may drop some as CO2 climbs. That's what you do when you hyperventilate before you swim underwater. So there's a lot of science that took place just there, and that's really silly looking, easy thing, but this is really a very powerful breathing exercise disguised as hands, hips, head. Now we're going to do great. So with her standing at a cross T sort of position with her palms up, she circles one way for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other way for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so she did 10 total. Then, that was grind. So she did grind 10 times total. Don't want to goof up the names here. Now, great, she's going to put the palms down and breathe in. Put her hands back in a cross T position. Breathe in as she comes up at 45 degrees, and then out as she comes back to, exactly. In, stop right there, and then out. You don't want to go all the way up. She's doing it properly. Go in, because if you go all the way up, it takes the tension off your shoulders. You're keeping the muscle tension on the shoulders, which is somewhat of an exercise. Shoulders are back, hands are back a little bit behind your shoulders, Brianna. Hands come back, yes. Now up, and then down. And that stretches the shoulder muscles, expands the chest. This again is breathing. You're blowing off CO2. You're cleansing the mind, focusing the brain, and you're stretching the chest muscles and the shoulder. And you do it 10 times. Don't go all the way down. Stay at 90 degrees because you got to keep those muscles working. It looks so freaking simple, right? It's not so easy to hold the hands out like that. So, okay, so that's 10. So now the hands can come down and we do grasp. So she puts the hands behind her neck, both hands behind the neck, and the head goes back, but not the back. Now she bends forward, and then she comes back and she stretches the chest muscle and takes a deep breath. Beautiful. And then she does that 10 times. Down and back. In and then down. 2. And then forward, 3. and then back, and forward, 4. And she's doing this 10 times. 5, and out, 6, and back, and out, 7, and back, and out, 8, and back, and out, 9, and back, and out, 10, and back. We did one to girl. Okay, so it really should just be 10. Okay, so that was grasp. Now she will do the crawl. So she puts one hand over the top of her head, sort of by her ear, and then she lets her arms slide down. For this one, feet should be together, or pretty close together, and then slides down and then back up, 5 to each side. Breathe out, and then breathe a little more at the waist, and then just straight up. You don't have to go over. That's good. And then you blow out when you come up. In when you come up and out when you go down. So here we go. And then in. Good job. Out and in. A little slower. Out and in. This is sort of like a slow yoga. So it's not aerobics. It's just, and then do the other side. So out and in. Good. Out. Slow it down a little bit and in. Out and in. Feel the stretch. Out and in. And out and in. And that's about 5. Okay, so now we do the curl. And with this one, it's kind of goofy looking, but it really stretches the chest, helps you clean out the lungs and focus the brain. So the thumbs come up under the armpits like a chicken wing. She goes back and breathes in, and then breathes out as she goes down. Yes, and then the arms come up, breathes in like a chicken wing, and then out as she goes down. We're going to do that. That's 2. We'll do it 10 times. 3. Beautiful. And then out. That's 4. Oops. And then out, and that's 5. In. And that's out, and that's 6. In. Yep. And out, and that's 7. In. And out, and that's 8. And in. And out, and that's 9. And in. And out, and that's 10. Okay, so if you do this whole thing in a slow sort of yoga type, almost slow dancing routine, you won't even work up a sweat. You'll just raise your body temperature and wake up your brain and focus your mind and move your body in lots of different directions that you don't normally move it sitting in your box, either at your desk, car, or house. So the idea is not to work up a sweat, it's not to get your pulse rate up, it's to do it about this speed, and at about this speed you could do it 7 minutes waiting for an airplane, waiting for your Uber, or in addition to your coffee break. So we're at 8 minutes now with this video, and we're almost through. So now we do crouch. So she puts her arms out, and then she comes up on the toes, and she breathes in as she goes down, as far as she can, and then out as she comes up. In and out. That's 2. In and out. And then we go up on the toes at the top, and then in and then out. Up on the toes, that was 3. And then in and then out. Slow it down. Up on the toes, and then in and then out. I think that's 4. So we got 6 more to go. Up on toes, in and then out. 5. Up on toes, in and out. That's 6. Yeah, you just got 4 more to in and out. That's 7. Up on toes. Yep. And then in and out. That's 8. You good? 2 more. Up on your toes, in and out. That's 9. And then 10. Okay. This is the one I hate the most too. And if you have trouble with balance here, which I do because I'm really uncoordinated most days. So some days, for some reason, I'm just right on point. But there's nothing wrong with just making one of those hands that's reaching out. Show them how you would do that. Sort of turn and face that wall. Yep. And then put one hand on the wall. Yep. And only put the wall a little bit in front of you. Yeah, like that. Now do the same thing and show them how you would do it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot easier to keep your balance. Okay, done. So that's crouch. Now we do the wave.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Yeah, so think of this like the hula. The hands try to stay pretty much in the same position. Put the feet together. And then the hips go in one direction for 5. 1, 2, beautiful. 3, 4, 5. And then the other direction for 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. So that's the wave. Now the weave. And the big thing with the weave is people want to do toe touches. These are not toe touches. This changes the stretch on the hip differently if you touch the ground between your legs. So here we go. 10 total, it'll be 5 to each side. 1, beautiful. See how she looks up at her hands? 2, beautiful. And 3, yep. And she tries to keep one leg straight and bend the other one. So as you go down, bend the right leg, yeah, like that. And try to keep the other one straight. Yeah, perfect. There you go. That's 4. Yeah, 5. Yes, 6. Trying to keep one leg straight and bend the other one. So the hand that touches the ground, that side the leg bends and the other one stays straight. Yeah, beautiful. Now you got it. So that's 7 or so. 8. Yeah, perfect. Now you got it. 9. Notice when the hand that touches the ground, that leg bends, the other one stays straight. That's 10, give or take. Okay, that's the weave. And the last one is the wing. This one you're just kind of flying. So here we go. Head goes back, arms go back, and then you bring them over, and then you bow. And then you do it again, and you do that 10 times. Take a deep breath when the arms go back, breathe out when they go down. That's 2. And we'll do that 10 times, and that's the daily dozen. 3, keep going. Yay for our beautiful model, Brianna, who literally just learned the daily dozen about 5 minutes ago, and she's got it down. So simple to do, and not that she couldn't do something very complicated, but this is something that even someone uncoordinated like me can learn in 5 minutes, and now you have a video showing you how to do it. I recommend you do, that's pretty close to 10. Yay for Brianna. I recommend that this be something you do once a day, every day, and it's wonderful to do it if you're doing cold or heat therapy with our cryotherapy machine, or if you're just using ice or a cold shower at home. Do this before you do the cold.